Whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, rolling.
Everybody ready?
Ready, sir.
Okay. All right, at 2:55 this morning, officers from the Mission Valley Regional Command were patrolling the area around the area of 9300 Alameda. There's a public library. They encountered a suspicious vehicle, which was a gray Ford F-150 older model. They attempted to make a traffic stop on this vehicle and ended up at 9441 Alameda, the Walmart. During that traffic stop, there were shots fired from one officer. We don't have the extent of the encounter that they had, or if there was an altercation. We are still investigating that cause. After the shots fired and during the shots fired, no persons were injured, but the subject did flee again in his vehicle down Alameda eastbound. There was a short pursuit in which time that vehicle did strike an ambulance, causing minor damage, but later ended up crashing at Old Pueblo and Alameda. During that crash, or after that crash, officers were able to take the subject in custody. He's only being identified as a Hispanic male in his 50s. He was transported to a local hospital due to injuries that he encountered, or the injuries that developed from the accident and from being placed under arrest. Right now, we have 3 investigations going. The Internal Affairs Division with the El Paso Police Department, the Crimes Against Persons, which is our homicide division of the El Paso Police Department, and the Texas Rangers are also on scene. As customary during officer-involved shootings, the officers will be placed on administrative leave pending the further investigation. The investigation is ongoing right now. This is limited. This is only preliminary. As more things develop, we will release them to the public as we encounter them. And at this time, I'll take any questions.
How long do you guys think the scene or the area will be kind of closed off?
It's a large scene. We're looking at least 3 large scenes, one being where we're at right now at Old Pueblo. So we're looking at least several hours, maybe 6 to 8 is a conservative estimate, but it will be shut down until they're able to gather all the evidence, document the incident, and open it back up. But conservative would be 6 to 7 hours.
Is there another investigation over by the library?
Yes. Well, it's not by the library. It's at the Walmart. That's the location where the traffic stop occurred and where the shots were fired. So there's also another scene at the Walmart.
That's initially. And was it only one officer that?
There was 2 officers, 2 male officers. I don't have the time on the department, but there was 2 officers that conducted that traffic stop.
And both of them fired shots, or just?
You know what? That's still being determined right now. But we know that at least one officer did fire his weapon. But I can tell you if both or one, that's still being investigated.
When they encountered the truck, was he parked in the parking lot, or was he driving?
You know, the only thing I know is when they found him, he was in the area of the library. I don't know if he was on foot or if he was in his vehicle. But the vehicle, I would assume that he was in his vehicle, as they did try a traffic stop after they found him to be suspicious.
And then ended up over here.
Yes, after initial traffic stop, he did flee in his vehicle and then ended up crashing behind us here at Old Pueblo.
Can you say what prompted the officer to fire his weapon?
You know, we don't have that right now. We're still investigating it. That's part of our investigation to find out the cause and what prompted the officer firing. In these cases, it does take time to gather that information until they speak to the officers and find out either through independent witnesses or what else happened. It's hard for us to make a determination this early on.
At any time, was his vehicle traveling the wrong direction on the roadway or causing danger to?
You know, I don't have that information. The only information that I did occur is that the pursuit was at low speeds. I don't know if they exceeded the speed limit, but I was told that the pursuit was not at a high rate of speed. As far as going the wrong direction, I don't have that information or anything at this time. But it's possible, but I don't have that information right now.
Were there previous calls about, you know, maybe someone suspicious referring to the gentleman in the truck?
We don't.
They approached him?
There was no that I can gather right now. There was no calls, but officers do patrol areas that are known for suspicious activities. The pool and the library that are located on Presa are areas where people do gather, whether it's children in the park. It's a public park next to it, so officers do patrol those areas routinely for graffiti and other illegal activities. So it's not uncommon for officers to check vehicles or people that are in places that are not open for business and are typically vandalized or other criminal activity occurs. It's not uncommon at all.
And do you have an update on the condition of the suspect, or is he still in the hospital?
He's still being evaluated in the hospital. I don't think he will be admitted, but he was taken as a precautionary measure. We have no information that he will be admitted, but until they're done at the hospital, he will remain there. But that last report I got was that he was still being evaluated at the hospital.
This is the second, I believe, the second officer-involved shooting, the third probably in a couple of months.
Yes.
Does this speak to just, we're seeing more, I don't want to say legal activity because we don't know what exactly happened here, but I mean, one is enough. 3 in the last couple of months, kind of, what does that say anything about what's happening in the city, whether it be crime-wise or just, that officers coming across more of these situations?
These situations come up routinely. There's no predictor on what causes them. That we react to the person's